The S&P BSE SENSEX, also called the BSE 30 or simply the Sensex, is a free-float market-weighted stock market index of 30 well-established and financially sound companies listed on Bombay Stock Exchange. The 30 component companies, which are some of the largest and most actively traded stocks, are representative of various industrial sectors of the Indian economy. Published since January 1, 1986, the S&P BSE SENSEX is regarded as the pulse of the domestic stock markets in India. The base value of the S&P BSE SENSEX is taken as 100 on April 1, 1979, and its base year as 1978 to €79. On July 25, 2001, BSE launched X30, a dollar-linked version of S&P BSE SENSEX. As of April 21, 2011, the market capitalization of S&P BSE SENSEX was about $29,733 billion, while its free float market capitalization was $15,690 billion. During 2008-12, Sensex 30 index share of BSE market capitalization fell from 49% to 25% due to the rise of sectoral indices like BSE PSU, Bankex, BSE-Teck, etc. Components. The BSE SENSEX currently consists of the following 30 major Indian companies as of April 10, 2014. Calculation. The BSE has some reviews and modifies its composition to be sure it reflects current market conditions. The index is calculated based on a free float capitalization method, a variation of the market capitalization method. Instead of using a company's outstanding shares, it uses its float, or shares that are readily available for trading. As per free float capitalization methodology, the level of index at any point of time reflects the free float market value of 30 component stocks relative to a base period. The market capitalization of a company is determined by multiplying the price of his stock by the number of shares issued by of corporate actions, replacement of scrips, etc. The index has increased by over 10 times from June 1990 to the present. Using information from April 1979 onwards, the long-run rate of return on the S&P BSE SENSEX works out to be 18.6% per annum, which translates to roughly 9% per annum. Milestones. Here is a timeline on the rise of the Sensex through Indian stock market history. 1000, July 25, 1990. On July 25, 1990, the Sensex touched the four-digit figure for the first time and closed at 1001 in the wake of a good monsoon and excellent corporate results. 2000, January 15, 1992. On January 15, 1992, the Sensex crossed the 2000 mark and closed at 2020, followed by the liberal economic policy initiatives undertaken by the then Finance Minister and former Prime Minister of India Dr. Manmohan Singh. 3000, February 29, 1992. On February 29, 1992, the Sensex surged past the 3000 mark in the wake of the market-friendly budget announced by Manmohan Singh. 4000, March 30, 1992. On March 30, 1992, the Sensex crossed the 4,000 mark and closed at 4,091 on the expectations of a liberal export-import policy. It was then that the Harshad Mehta scam hit the markets and Sensex witnessed unabated selling. 5,000, October 11, 1999. On October 11, 1999, the Sensex crossed the 5,000 mark, as the Bharatiya Janata Party-led coalition won the majority in the 13th Lok Sabha election. 6,000, February 11, 2000. On February 11, 2000, the information technology boom helped the Sensex to cross the 6,000 mark and hit an all-time high of 6,006 points. This record would stand for nearly 4 years, until January 2, 2004, when the Sensex closed at 6,026.59 points. 7,000, June 21, 2005. On June 20, 2005, the news of the settlement between the Ambani brothers boosted investor sentiments and the scrips of RIL, Reliance Energy, Reliance Capital and IPCL made huge gains. This helped the Sensex cross 7,000 points for the first time. 8,000, September 8, 2005. On September 8, 2005, The Bombay Stock Exchange's benchmark 30-share index the Sensex crossed the 8,000 level following brisk buying by foreign and domestic funds in early trading. 9,000, December 9, 2005 the Sensex on November 28, 2005 crossed 9,000 and touched a peak of 9,000.32 points during mid-session at the Bombay Stock Exchange on the back of frantic buying spree by foreign institutional investors and well supported by local operators as well as retail investors. However, it was on December 9, 2005 that the Sensex first closed at over 9,000 points. 10,000, February 7, 2006 the Sensex on February 6, 2006 touched 10,003 points during mid-session. The Sensex finally closed above the 10,000 mark on February 7, 2006. 11,000, March 27, 2006 the Sensex on March 21, 2006 crossed 11,000 and touched a peak of 11,001 points during mid-session at the Bombay Stock Exchange for the first time. However, it was on March 27, 2006 that the Sensex first closed at over 11,000 points. 12,000, April 20, 2006 the Sensex on April 20, 2006 crossed 12,000 and touched a peak of 12,004 points during mid-session at the Bombay Stock Exchange for the first time. 13,000, October 30, 2006 the Sensex on October 30, 2006 crossed 13,000 for the first time. It touched a peak of 13,039.36, before finally closing at 13,024.26 points. 14,000, December 5, 2006 the Sensex on December 5, 2006 crossed the 14,000 mark for the first time. 15,000, July 6, 2007 the Sensex on July 6, 2007 crossed the 15,000 mark for the first time. 16,000, September 19, 2007 the Sensex on September 19, 2007 crossed the 16,000 mark for the first time. 17,000, September 26, 2007 the Sensex on September 26, 2007 crossed the 17,000 mark for the first time. 18,000, October 9, 2007 the Sensex on October 9, 2007 crossed the 18,000 mark for the first time. 19,000, October 15, 2007 the Sensex on October 15, 2007 crossed the 19,000 mark for the first time. 20,000, December 11, 2007 the Sensex on October 29, 2007 crossed the 20,000 mark for the first time during intraday trading, but closed at 19,977.67 points. However, it was on December 11, 2007 that it finally closed at a figure above 20,000 points on the back of aggressive buying by funds. 21,000, November 5, 2010 the Sensex on January 8, 2008 crossed the 21,000 mark for the first time, reaching an intraday peak of 21,078 points, before closing at 20,873. However, it was not until November 5, 2010 that the Sensex closed at 21,004.96, for its first close above 21,000 points. This record would stand for nearly 3 years, until October 30, 2013, when the Sensex closed at 21,033.97 points. February 19, 2013 a Sensex becomes S&P Sensex as BSE ties up with Standard & Poor's to use the S&P brand for Sensex and other indices. March 13, 2014, the Sensex closes higher than the Hang Seng Index, to become the major Asian stock markets index with the highest value, for the first time ever. 22,000, March 24, 2014 the Sensex on March 10, 2014 crossed the 22,000 mark for the first time during intraday trading. However, it was on March 24, 2014 that the index finally closed above the milestone at 22,095.30. 23,000, May 9, 2014, the Sensex crossed record 23,000 level for the first time, but closed just short of the milestone level, on May 9, 2014. The index would close well above the 23,000 mark during the following session. May 12, 2014, the Sensex closed at its record all-time high of 23,551, a rise of 2.42%, plus 556.77 points, intraday due to continued fund inflows on hopes of a stable government. 24,000, May 13, 2014, the Sensex crossed record 24,000 level for the first time, on May 13, 2014 and reached its peak of 24,067.11 due to sustained capital inflows by foreign funds at the domestic bourses and widespread buying by retail investors after exit polls showing the BJP-led NDA forming the government lifted the key indices to new highs. However, it closed at a little low at 23,905 points, 25,000, May 16, 2014, the Sensex crossed record 25,000 level for the first time, on May 16, 2014 and reached its peak of 25,364.71 due to winning of the BJP-led NDA government by a staggering record marginal difference of all times. However, it closed well below the 25,000 mark. Still, the index closed at its all-time high of 24,121.74, for its first close above 24,000 points. June 5, 2014, the Sensex closed at 25,019.51, for its first close above the 25,000 milestone. 26,000, 7 July 2014 the Sensex crossed record 26,000 level for the first time on July 7, 2014 and reached its peak of 26,123.55, before closing slightly lower at 26,100.08, in anticipation of strong reformatory budget by the new government. 18 August 2014 the Sensex crossed all-time record and ended at 26,390.96 by the end of trading day. It touched the highest of 26,398.39 but ended a little lower at 26,390.96. Buying was more in capital goods, banking, oil and gas, consumer durables, auto, metal and healthcare sectors, but IT sector has seen marginal selling pressure. The Sensex since 2006, December 2006, on May 22, 2006, the Sensex plunged by 1,100 points during intraday trading, leading to the suspension of trading for the first time since May 17, 2004. The volatility of the Sensex had caused investors to lose Rs 6 trillion within 7 trading sessions. The Finance Minister of India, P. Chidambaram, made an unscheduled press statement when trading was suspended to assure investors that nothing was wrong with the fundamentals of the economy, and advised retail investors to stay invested. When trading resumed after the reassurances of the Reserve Bank of India and the Securities and Exchange Board of India, the Sensex managed to move up 700 points, but still finished the session 457 points in the red. The Sensex eventually recovered from the volatility, and on October 16, 2006, the Sensex closed at an all-time high of 12,928.18 with an intraday high of 12,953.76. This was a result of increased confidence in the economy and reports that India's manufacturing sector grew by 11.1% in August 2006. 13,000, October 30, 2006 The Sensex on October 30, 2006 crossed 13,000 mark for the first time, touching a peak of 13,039.36, before closing at 13,024.26 points. It took 135 days to reach 13,000 from 12,000, and 124 days to reach 13,000 from 12,500. 14,000, December 5, 2006 The Sensex on December 5, 2006 crossed 14,000 mark for the first time, after opening the day with a peak of 14,028 at 9:58 a.m. IST. July September 2007, effects of the subprime crisis in the U.S., 15,000, 6 July 2007 The Sensex on July 6, 2007 crossed another milestone and reached a magic figure of 15,000. It took 7 months and 1 day after first reaching the 14,000 milestone to touch this historic milestone. On July 23, 2007, the the Sensex touched a new high of 15,733 points. On July 27, 2007, the Sensex witnessed a huge decline because of selling by foreign institutional investors and global cues to come back to 15,160 points by noon. Following global cues and heavy selling in the international markets, the BSE Sensex fell by 615 points in a single day on August 1, 2007. 19 September 2007. The Sensex on September 19, 2007 crossed the 16,000 mark, closing at a historic peak of 16,322. The bull hits because of the rate cut of 50 bps in the discount rate by the Fed chief Ben Bernanke. 26 September 2007. On September 26, 2007, the Sensex crossed the 17,000 mark for the first time, creating a record for the second fastest 1,000-point gain in just 5 trading sessions. It failed, however, to sustain the momentum and closed below 17,000. The Sensex closed above 17,000 for the first time on the following day. Reliance Group has been the main contributor in this bull run, contributing 256 points. This also helped Mukesh Ambani's net worth to grow to over $50 billion or Rs 2 trillion. It was also during this record bull run that the Sensex for the first time zoomed ahead of the Nikkei of Japan. October Euro December 2007, Participatory Notes Issue, 18,000. 9 October 2007. The Sensex crossed the 18,000 mark for the first time on October 9, 2007, gaining 788 points, to close at 18,280. The journey from 17,000 to 18,000 took just 8 trading sessions, which is the third fastest 1,000-point rise in the history of the Sensex. 19,000. 15 October 2007. The Sensex crossed the 19,000 mark for the first time on October 15, 2007, gaining 640 points, to close at 19,059. It took just 4 trading sessions for the Sensex to move from 18,000 to 19,000. This is the fastest 1,000-point rise ever for the index. In addition, the rise from 16,000 to 19,000 in 17 trading sessions sets a record for the fastest 3,000-point rally in the history of the Sensex. On October 16, 2007, SEBI proposed curbs on participatory notes which accounted for roughly 50% of FII investment in 2007. SEBI was not happy with P notes because it was not possible to know who owned the underlying securities, and hedge funds acting through P notes might therefore cause volatility in the Indian markets. However, the proposals of SEBI were not clear, and this led to a knee-jerk crash when the markets opened on the following day. Within a minute of opening trade, the Sensex crashed by 1,744 points or about 9% of its value, the biggest intraday fall in Indian stock markets in absolute terms till then. This led to the automatic suspension of trade for 1 hour. Finance Minister P. Chidambaram issued clarifications, in the meantime, that the government was not against FIIs and was not immediately banning PNs. After the market opened at 10:55 a.m., the index staged a comeback and ended the day at 18,715.82, down 336.04 from the last day's close. However, this would not be the end of the volatility. The next day, the Sensex tumbled by 717.43 points, euro 3.83%, euro to close at 17,998.39 points. The slide continued the next day, when the Sensex fell 438.41 points to settle at 17,559.98 to the end of the week, after touching the lowest level of that week at 17,226.18 during the day. After detailed clarifications from the SEBI chief M. Damodaran regarding the new rules, the market made an 879-point gain on October 23, thus signaling the end of the PN crisis. 20,000, 11 December 2007. On October 29, 2007, the Sensex crossed the 20,000 mark for the first time with a massive 734.5-point gain, but closed below the 20,000 mark. The Sensex would close above the 20,000 mark for the first time on December 11, 2007. It took 42 days after reaching the 19,000 milestone to close above 20,000 points for the first time. The journey of the last 10,000 points was covered in just 483 sessions, compared to 7,297 sessions taken to touch the 10,000 mark from its base value of 100 points. In the second half of 2007 alone, the Sensex reached 6 1,000-point milestones. May 2009 present, on May 18, 2009, the Sensex surged up 2,110.79 points to close at 14,285.21, from its previous closing of 12,174.42, for its largest single-day rally. Less than a month later, on June 4, 2009, the Sensex would cross the 15,000 mark. However, the Sensex remained volatile during the summer of 2009. The Sensex plunged by 869.65 points on July 6, 2009, the day of Union budget presentation in Parliament on concerns over high fiscal deficit. This was the biggest budget day loss for the index. On August 17, 2009, the Sensex lost 626.71 points. Once again, the Sensex would recover from the volatility. On September 7, 2009, the Sensex crossed the 16,000 mark, closing at 16,016.32 points. The index would gain 3,000 points over the next 12 months, as the Sensex crossed the 19,000 mark on September 13, 2010, closing at 19,208.33 points. 21,000, November 5, 2010, the Sensex closed at 21,004.96, for its first close above the 21,000 mark. It would take nearly 3 years for the index to make its next close above this level. 22,000, March 24, 2014, the Sensex closed at 22,055.48, for its first close above the 22,000 mark. For the first time, the Sensex zoomed ahead of the Hang Seng Index. 23,000, May 12, 2014, the Sensex closed at 23,551.00, for its first close above the 23,000 mark. 24,000, May 16, 2014, the Sensex closed at 24,121.74, for its first close above the 24,000 mark, breaking all previous records and above all other indexes in the world. Major Sensex stock market plunges, January 2008. In the third week of January 2008, the Sensex experienced huge falls along with other markets around the world. On January 21, 2008, the Sensex saw its highest ever loss of 1,408 points at the end of the session. The Sensex recovered to close at 17,605.40 after it tumbled to the day's low of 16,963.96, on high volatility as investors panicked following weak global cues amid fears of a recession in the U.S. The next day, the BSE Sensex index went into a free fall. The index hit the lower circuit breaker in barely a minute after the markets opened at 10 a.m. Trading was suspended for an hour. On reopening at 10:55 a.m. IST, the market saw its biggest intraday fall when it hit a low of 15,332, down 2,273 points. However, after reassurance from the Finance Minister of India, the market bounced back to close at 16,730 with a loss of 875 points. Over the course of 2 days, the BSE Sensex in India dropped from 19,013 on Monday morning to 16,730 by Tuesday evening, or a 2-day fall of 13.9%. Less than a month later, on February 11, 2008, the Sensex lost 833.98 points, when Reliance Power fell below its IPO price in its debut trade after a high-profile public offer. March 2008, the free fall of the Sensex accelerated in March 2008. The month started out with the Sensex losing 900.84 points on March 3, 2008, on concerns emanating from growing credit losses in the U.S. This would be the first of 4 one-day falls of greater than 700 points during the month. On March 13, 2008, the Sensex plummeted another 770.63 points on global economic jitters. 14,810, March 17, 2008, the Sensex dropped by 951.03 points on the global credit crisis and distress, to fall below the 15,000 mark, closing at 14,810. The month ended with the Sensex shedding 726.85 points on March 31, 2008, after heavy selling in blue-chip stocks on global economic fears. 13,802, June 27, 2008, the Sensex dropped by 600 points, to fall below the 14,000 mark, closing at 13,802. 12,962, July 1, 2008, the Sensex falls below the 13,000 mark, closing at 12,962. 11,802, October 6, 2008, the Sensex dropped by 724.62 points amid fears of the U.S. recession and attempts by governments across the world to save their failing banks, to fall below the 12,000 mark, closing at 11,802. 10,527, October 10, 2008, the Sensex dropped by 800.51 points amid weak industrial production data and concerns over impact of global economic crisis on IT and banking firms in India, to fall below the 11,000 mark, closing at 10,527. 9,975, October 17, 2008. The Sensex crashes below the psychological five-figure mark of 10,000 points, closing at 9,975.35, following extremely negative global financial indications in US and other countries. Just 10 months earlier, in December 2007, Sensex had closed above the 20,000 mark for the first time. 8,701.07, October 24, 2008, the Sensex lost 10.96% of its value on the intraday trade, closing at 8,701.07, for its first close below the 9,000 mark since June 14, 2006, after RBI lowered its GDP growth forecasts on global economic concerns. The loss was the second highest in terms of total points, and the third highest percentage-wise, for a one-day period in the index's history. 8,509.56, October 27, 2008. The Sensex hit an intraday low of 7,697.39, before closing at 8,509.56, for its lowest close since November 14, 2005. Early 2009, the Sensex dropped by 749.05 points on January 7, 2009, when the Citiarm fraud came to light. 8,160.40, March 9, 2009, the Sensex closed at 8,160.40, for its lowest close since November 2, 2005. Major falls. On the following dates, the Sensex index suffered major single-day falls: January 21, 2008 1,408.35 points, October 24, 2008, Euro 1,070.63 points, March 17, 2008 951.03 points, March 3, 2008 900.84 points, January 22, 2008 875 points, July 6, 2009 869.65 points, February 11, 2008 833.98 points, May 18, 2006 826 points, October 10, 2008 800.51 points, March 13, 2008 770.63 points, December 17, 2007 769.48 points, August 16, 2013 769.41 points, January 7, 2009 749.05 points, March 31, 2008 726.85 points, October 6, 2008 724.62 points, October 17, 2007 717.43 points, September 15, 2008 710.00 points, September 22, 2011 704.00 points, January 18, 2008 687.82 points, November 21, 2007 678.18 points, September 3, 2013 651.47 points, August 16, 2007 642.70 points, August 17, 2009 626.71 points, April 2, 2007 617 points, August 1, 2007 615 points, June 27, 2008 600.00 points, August 27, 2013 590.05 points, April 28, 1992 570 points, May 17, 2004 565 points, February 24, 2011 545.92 points, June 20, 2013 526.41 points, July 8, 2014 517.97 points, February 27, 2012 477.82 points, May 15, 2006 463 points, May 22, 2006 457 points, May 31, 2013 455.10 points, November 18, 2013 451.32 points, May 19, 2006 453 points, August 6, 2013 449.22 points, November 16, 2010 444.55 points, February 4, 2011 441.92 points, November 12, 2010 432 points, May 13, 2013 430.65 points, references. External links, Reuters page for BSE SN, $30, Bombay Stock Exchange, Sensex chart from June 3, 2008 to August 3, 2009, 14 months below the 16,000 level, Sensex down marginally, Bloomberg page for Sensex, IND.